Hey you guys, and welcome back. Today is going to be a video for decluttering. We are doing palettes. Yay, palettes. Alright, so if you guys are familiar with my channel at all, you know how much I love eyeshadow palettes. They are my thing to buy, to basically collect, and to wear. But it is too much, so we are going to get rid of some. Now, because I do have a good amount of palettes, I did go ahead before and sort of pick out the ones that I had in mind that I was going to go ahead and declutter. So I'm going to try to do it by brand instead of just having everything all over here on the table. So you can get a good look at what I have and then which ones I will be going ahead and getting rid of. If there is something that you do see that I am going ahead and decluttering, and if you want to purchase, because I am having a makeup sale when I am done with all my decluttering, feel free to direct message me on something that you were interested in as far as the ones I'm getting rid of. And then I will go ahead and I'll let you know how much that is going to be if you don't want to wait for the full like makeup sale video that I'm going to be doing. But anyway, we're starting out with BH Cosmetics. So these are the ones I have. I have 14 palettes from this brand. And I don't know if I was hesitating because I didn't know like if I should just show you what each palette looks like, or if that's going to be too time consuming. This is probably going to be a very long video regardless, so I guess I'll just maybe show you really quick what the palettes look like. But this is the BH Party Girl limited edition, and as you will see on most of them, if I can even open it, I haven't even won these. So really pretty. I mean, nice range of colors. So that is that one, and this one I am going ahead and decluttering. So this is going to go away. The BH Party Girl After Hours, same thing. This is a mirror, the same thing. I am going to declutter this one. The next one is, let's see, this is Galaxy Chick. And this one I'm keeping. I really like these baked eyeshadows, and I love the colors, so I am going to keep this one. This one's going to stay. These three, which is the Wild and Free, the Wild at Heart, and the Wild Child, it's the same thing. It's these baked eyeshadows. I just really love them. I don't have a ton of baked shadows in my stash, so I am going to keep these three. Even though I'm keeping that big palette, I still am going to keep these three. Hopefully you can get a good look at the colors. So I'm going to keep these three. These are going to stay. The BH Malibu, this is, let's see, this was a special edition. Again, I don't even know if BH sells these anymore on their websites, but it has the 2 rows of shadows, and then on here, you flip it open. Ooh, I'm so like shaky today. You have the blush, the bronzer, the highlighter, and like you have 2 blushes, and then the highlighter and like a bronzer shade. So this again is a really nice palette, as you can see. Never used it. It's just one of those things, if you guys are like, well, you know, how come you haven't used like any of these palettes? It's just one of those things where I just started watching YouTube. I really just, you know, fell in love with palettes or makeup in period. This is BH San Francisco, but I basically, anytime I saw a makeup guru do a haul or, oh, you have to have this, I went ahead and got it. And it just obviously accumulated very quickly, but same thing. And this one I'm going to go ahead and declutter. I keep forgetting it's like a little plastic piece. So yeah, this is going to get decluttered. These three are the eyes on the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The 60s I am keeping. This was given to me by a lovely friend, Candy. You guys know her as Powder and Blush, but she sent me this in a gift box a while back. I believe it was last year. So I'm keeping this because it has sentimental value to me. So keeping that. But I am going ahead and decluttering the 70s palette, which again, they're beautiful shades, but the ones I'm keeping, I do have these similar shades in. And as you'll see in other palettes, I do have them in other palettes, so I don't need to keep all this. I really am just trying to keep things that I know that I'll use, and if I haven't used these in forever, then I'm not using, I'm not going to. This is the dark rose one. I am keeping this one. I've used this several times, and I really do like this palette. So I am going to keep this one. So it has your, it has your 3 rows of shadows. It's 12 shadows. It has some mattes. It has some satins. It has a glitter one right here. A couple like little jewel tones. And then it has all your blushes down there. So keeping that. This is the Carly Bible palette. I'm definitely keeping this. I really like this palette. But again, you have your 2 rows of shadows. And then you have all your cheek products down here, which you can use as well as eyeshadows too. So keeping this. And then the last one is, it's Judy Time. And I am keeping this one as well. I've used this several times. I've used like these shades several times in this one too. So I want to keep this because I've already given it some love and I really do like this palette. So for BH Cosmetics, we are keeping 8 and I am going ahead and departing with 6. Alright, next we got Morphe palettes, Morphe brushes palettes. I'm starting out with 8 of them. So real quick, I have the 28S. I'll just show you a little quick peeks. This one I'm keeping. I've used this several times. This has a little dent in it, so I am keeping this one. This is the 28CN. And again, I'm going to keep this one. This has more of just a lot of nude shades, which you can, are really good to use with palettes that have a lot of color in it. So I want to keep this one. This is the 35. I don't know if you can even see those numbers. But this is the 35 one, and this one has more of the colors in it. But these, Morphe shadows, they're great shadows for the price. They really are. They're very pigmented. They blend in easily. They stay on. So I'm very pleased with these palettes. This is the Jaclyn Hill one. This one I'm definitely keeping. This just has a lot of warm shades. I love these shades right here and here, especially like for fall. So keeping this. This one is the 35P. This is purple, so you guys know I love purples. So definitely keeping this one. I had to make like little notes on that. So this one I did a fall look out of. And so I'm keeping this one. This one has gotten good use out of it. So keeping this one as well. And these two, I had to make myself, like I said, little notes. These two I'm going ahead and giving, we're putting in my Declutter. This is 35B. And I just, obviously, as you can see from the other ones, I have a lot of the same shades. So this one I can go ahead and part with, as well as this one. And this is the 28F, I'm sorry. 28F, and it's the same thing. It just has a lot of those bright colors, which are like, when I look at it, I just see a lot of the green and like the red and the blue, and I don't use those colors quite as much. I use more like the purple, more like the browns. I mean, these greens are pretty, but like these I wouldn't really go towards too much. Like the yellows, not too much. So they're just, when I look at it, it's just more of a palette that I really wouldn't go to as far as the colors on it. And I do like colors, but I just don't gravitate towards these. So out of 8, I am going ahead and decluttering 2, and I'm keeping 6. All right, Kat Von D. So I got 2, 4, 6 palettes from her, and I can tell you, I will show you what they look like, but I can tell you I'm keeping every single one. This one is the Nivita Loca palette. I think I've only used this once, and I really like the Kat Von D shadows and stuff, so I am keeping hers. But this is staying, so just so you can see, this is the Spellbinding eyeshadow book. And so that is what that one looks like. This is the, which one is this? This is the Studded Eyeshadow book. I love the outside of this because it's like a studded star. So that was really cool. Has a nice mirror. And those are the shadows for that. This is the Star and Light eyeshadow palette. Keeping that. This is the Monarch eye palette. And this one is the Interstellar palette. So have 6, keeping 6. Next is Cargo. I'm starting out with 5 palettes. This one right here is the Northern Lights palette. Let's see. I can't even open these, seriously. This one I am going to keep. As you can see, I don't think I've even swatched these. So I don't want to get rid of it if I really haven't tried it at all. I think I've swatched one of them, and I think one of them was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and get rid of, but that one is a nice palette. I like those colors. This is Summer in the City. And this one I will be keeping as well. It's going to be very hard, obviously, departing with my palettes. You guys know I love my palettes. But like I said, I do have pre-selected ones that I know that I was going to get rid of. So this is the first round. So we'll see how I do. This is Let's Meet in Paris. And I really like these colors a lot. So we'll be keeping this one. Now this one, I think I might go ahead and declutter. This is the Shanghai Nights eye palette, and I did see reviews on this one where they said just the pigmentation on the skin or the hand was really good, but then actually on the eyes it wasn't that great. So yeah, I don't know. I never really wore this, but I have the other ones. So I think I would be okay with letting this one go. And it still has the brush. It's never been used. But yeah, I think I'm going to say goodbye to that one. And this is the last one. And let's see. I really like these shades. I love like these berry, like coppery shades. Obviously I like gold and bronzy shades. So yeah, this one I am going to keep. So out of 5, I am going ahead and I'm going to declutter one of them. Alright, It Cosmetics, I got 3 palettes. This one is the Naturally Pretty Celebration. I believe, I don't know if this was last year or the year before, like the holiday one, but I don't think I used this. I think I swatched this shade and that one. I don't know, I just never really go towards the It Cosmetic, their palettes at all. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. I will say though that I was in Ulta a couple weeks ago. Did not buy anything, so I was very proud of that. But yeah, I was in there and the new palette they came out with, I think it's their holiday palette, I happened to swatch them and every single shadow that I swatched was beautiful. And I honestly think I am going to purchase that one because I really did like it. Next one is the Naturally Pretty palette. And the same thing, I just never really go towards these at all. They're all matte, just like the other one, and it has this transforming pearl shade. So you can transform any of these matte shades into a pearl shade. I don't know, I just never go for it, so I am going to declutter this one. I am going to keep this one. This is the Luxe High Performance Eyeshadow Palette. And I won this from a sweet friend on YouTube. She's no longer doing videos anymore. I really wish she was. I miss her so much. But this is, I think, the only thing I've ever won as far as a giveaway. So I am keeping this. Like I said, it just has sentimental value to me. When I do look at it, I do need to bring it out and actually use it. But when I do look at it, it just reminds me of her. So this is staying with me. So as far as 3, I am decluttering 2 and keeping 1. Next is the Sephora palettes. I have 4 here. This one, I don't know, it doesn't have a name on it. Or does it? Is it on the side? This says it says Makeup Palette Nude. So if I can open it to actually show you. It has a little mirror and it has all the eyeshadows here. And then it has the brush. Again, the brush has never been used. I don't know, I must have had a pencil or something in there that I took out. But yeah, all these shades are in perfect condition. I don't know, just not, I don't use it. I'm sorry, these 2 are an eyeliner. So you have 2 eyeliners here, and then you have your shades, your eyeshadow shades there. But I'm going to declutter this. I never reach for it. And it's the same thing with this one. This is a color spectrum. And it's the same thing. You have your shades here, and you have your eyeliner there. So going to go ahead and declutter this one. And these 2, I believe, are like the Moonshadow Baked palettes, which I really do like these baked shadows. So I am going to keep this. So that is this one here. And this one is, let's see, this says Tropics. So these are more of your colored shades. They're so pretty though, but I really like these. We'll do purple. We'll do green. Yeah, so I am going to keep these. These are very pretty. So for Sephora, I am keeping 2 and getting rid of 2. Alright, here we have 3 different brands, so I'm just putting them all together. But here, I'm going to actually, just to let you know, they're all staying with me. But I will show you real quick what they look like, just in case you haven't seen them. When I made one video, I was showing a palette, and I said, oh, I'm sure you guys have seen this one. You know, it's nothing new that you haven't seen. And one of the YouTube friends wrote something like, you know, well, actually, I've never seen it, so I'm glad that you did show the palette. So I never really thought about that before. So I don't know who has seen what. So I am going to show, you know, just a quick little peek of all the palettes, just in case there is somebody out there that hasn't seen what the inside of a specific palette looks like. So here we go. These are all the Balm. I think the Balm has one of the, as far as brands, one of the cutest packaging out there. I love the way their packaging is. I love how they make all their little names for the shadows. So this is the Meet Matte Trimony. And so it has a little mirror, and these are all matte shades. So that is that one. This is Meet Matte Nude. And that is that one. Ooh. This is the Nude Tude palette. And these are with all the girls. And again, their names are so cute. It's like sassy, stubborn, selfish, sophisticated, sexy, serious. They're just so cute, the names. And just the actual packaging on it. It's so cute. And this is Nude Dude. And this is the guys. And this is like fearless, flawless, firm, flirty, friendly, fierce. And they have obviously a bottom row too. But so cute. This is the Balm Voyage. And so it has the 2 like lip balms on the bottom. I do like how they do have this covered. Some palettes have like their cream products, you know, in the same area as all their other stuff, and I can't stand that because then it gets in there and then you can't use it. And I'm really not a big fan for like the lip products being in the same palette with the eyeshadows and blushes. I never was. I just never did like that. But I do like that it is at least protected, so when you're not using it, you can close it up. But this is what this looks like. So you have your shadows here, and then you have your blushes here, your cheek products there. That is that one. And then this is the Balm Jovi, the Rockstar palette. And it's the same thing. You have your shadows here, you have your cheek products here, and then you have your lip products here. So I'm keeping all 6 of these. The next two are Makeup Geek palettes, and you guys know I love her products. They're never leaving me. So this is the Vegas Lights. This is the first palette that she came up with. So that is this one. So this is, of course, staying with me. And then this is the one that Manny MUA collaborated with her on, and this is his palette. So keeping those two. And again, keeping all four of the Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Shadow #1. This is the Artist Shadow #2. So it has more of your colors in there. Makeup Forever, I think, has like one of the nicest shadows. This is the Artist palette. This is an 8 shadow palette. So that is what that looks like right here. And then this is the 15 Artist Shadow Palette. Again, I love their packaging. It's so cute. And that is that one right there. So for each brand, for this round, each one is staying with me. I am not decluttering anything in this section. Alright, here we have some Stila palettes. I have 7 here. This is these were the last year holiday sets. This was the Trust in Love gift set. I absolutely love this packaging. How adorable is this? I did actually, I think, a tutorial using one of them, but this is one. I am keeping this. This was the bigger set. This is a Whole Lot of Love gift set. And this one, you obviously have tons of more shadows and more cheek products, but keeping that as well. Alright, this one is the Eyes Are the Window in the Mind palette. This is the All Matte palette. I am keeping this. I love the shadows in here. This is the Soul palette. And this is a mixture of mattes and, was it satin shimmers? Keeping that. This is the Natural Eyeshadow palette. And I'm keeping this one. And these two, I am going ahead and I'm going to declutter. This is the Stila in the Light. And this one is the Stila in the Moment. So decluttering these two and then keeping 5. Alright, next brand we have is Sigma. I'm starting out with 8 palettes. I used to really buy a lot of Sigma products. They have great products, especially their eyeshadows. I really like as far as their makeup the best. I do love their brushes. If you watch any of my Get Ready's With Me tutorials, I'm always using like the E40, the E35. I really do love their brushes. And they've lasted for, I mean, as long as I've purchased them, which was years ago. I've never had to repurchase any of them because of them breaking or them just going, you know, bad. But they have been holding up very well. I'm trying to think for the life of me, the YouTube channel, the girl that turned me on to Sigma, she's adorable. She really got a name for herself, which she rightly deserves because she worked really hard for it. And I'm so annoyed that I'm just literally drawing a blank. I can't think of her name, but I will link it up somewhere over here. But she is the one who turned me on to Sigma, and so obviously I purchased their shadows or their palettes when they first were coming out with them. Because I really am not trying to look for stuff to buy, I don't go on Sigma's website at all. When I do need to repurchase brushes, I will go through them because, like I said, there's certain brushes that I just love of theirs. But yeah, so I don't even know if they're still doing palettes and all that, but these are the ones that I have. This is the Paris palette. And it did have a large angled contour, and it had an E55, and I did take those out because I do use those. But these are the shadows, and these are the blush or cheek products. I am going to declutter this one. These right here, I don't use a ton. These I do, because obviously they're purple. And this one, I would use, you know, so-so. This one, not so much maybe. But they are glittery. They, I mean, they're very pretty, but they are glittery. I don't know if you can see that. Like this one just has a lot of fallout, like when you go like this. So it's not a palette that I really go towards to use. So I would go ahead and declutter this one. This is the Creme de Couture palette, the macaron inspired eyeshadows. And this is just an adorable palette. I don't know why I love this palette so much, and I don't really use it a lot. I bring it out more towards spring, but I don't know. I just love looking at this palette. I don't know. There's just something about this palette that I absolutely love, and I just can't let go of it. So this one I am going to keep. These four I am keeping. This is the Brilliant and Spellbinding palette. So keeping this one. Oh, I'm keeping all four actually. This is the Warm Neutrals. This is the Fall Softly. And this one is the Smoke Screen. So again, I really like these palettes. It's just like anything else. There's so many palettes. There's just not enough. You just don't have enough time to really reach for everything. So, but I like these. I like the way that they wear. And so I'm not ready to declutter them just yet. And these last two, this is the Flare one. I am keeping this one. Oh, I didn't see it had a brush here. See, this is the E40. I love the E40. This is a two-sided brush, but I have to take that out. But yeah, like these shades a lot. And like I said, I really do like the Sigma shadows. So keeping that one and keeping Dare as well. This would be really pretty for fall. So out of 8, I'm keeping 7, getting rid of 1. All right, here we have Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have 8 palettes, and I can tell you I'm keeping all 8 of them. Again, love her palettes, love her shadows, but we will take a peek. I think the only one that I don't have is the newest one, the Modern Renaissance, which I am hoping to get once it comes back in stock. But this is the Maya Mia palette. This one is the Self-Made palette. This one is the Tamana. This one is, don't know. The name's not on there. I'm trying to think, is this her first? No, is the Mrezi one the first one she came out with? Oh no, I can't remember. But this is the Mrezi. And there are a few shades that are, you know, like the same in a couple of palettes. This one is the Artist palette. Which one is this? This is the, what, Shadow Couture World Traveler palette. And this one is the Lavish palette. So again, keeping all 8 of these. I would not be getting rid of any of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. Alright, next we have Smashbox. I am starting out with 8 palettes. And we'll just hurry up and go through them. This is the Smashbox Full Exposure. It's like the little mini palette. This really is nice for traveling because you do have the row on the bottom is all matte, and then you have your like shimmery shades up top. So keeping this. This is the, let's see, the Eyeshadow. Is it Sparks is the name of it maybe? But this is a really pretty palette as well. So keeping this one. This is the Smashbox Brown Eyes. And yep, I think I'm going to be keeping this one. This is the Smashbox. This was, I don't know, a few years back. This is the Masterclass Palette Contour and Color and Contour Palette. And I'm keeping this. I don't know, I just really like it. You have your shadows here, and then you have your cheek products on the bottom. These come out, and I just like the case that, you know, the protective case that it has. It is bulky. Obviously it's not ideal for traveling, but it still is a good palette to work out of at home. So keeping that one. This is the Full Exposure palette. And this one I actually am going to go ahead and declutter. It's the same thing. It has the row of your like shimmer shades up here, and then on the bottom you have all of your matte shades. So I do have the double exposure. So I am, even though they are a little bit different, I'm going to declutter this one, but I am going to keep the double exposure one. I just like it because it has more of the purple shades that I normally would go for. So I'm keeping this one. This is the Click Your It. This was, I guess, another holiday palette. This one I've used quite a bit. Here you have like your little gel liners here, and then you have all your shadows over here. And like I said, this one, I did get a lot of use out of it, so I'd like to at least try to hit pan all these shadows at some point. So I do want to keep this to keep working on it. And then this is the Wonder Vision Mega Palette. And I know this packaging is probably blinding you. But again, this is another really cool palette I really like. You have your cheek products here, and you have all your eyeshadows here. And then you have all your little names, the cover over there. But I really like this, so this is staying with me. So out of 8, I am decluttering 1. Alright, next is Tarte, and we're starting out with 9 palettes from here. This one is the Showstopper. I don't even think I've ever used this other than to swatch it. But yeah, this one I am decluttering. I seriously never go for these, like really ever. So this one is definitely getting decluttered. This is the Rainforest After Dark palette. Same thing. I think I did one tutorial with this, and it is a nice palette, but again, I just don't go for it at all. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. This is the Tartelette palette. This is the all matte palette that they came out with, and I am definitely keeping this one. I love a palette that's all mattes because there really aren't a lot of all matte palettes. So I am definitely keeping this one. This is the Tarte Energy Noir palette, and I am decluttering this. It's just, again, I don't go for it. So this is gonna go bye-bye. And this one is going bye-bye. And this is the Poppy Princess palette. Oh, I lost the little sheet. But yeah, again, a beautiful palette. Never really use it, or I never used it, I think, other than swatching it. But, and actually this one, a friend already called dibs on this. She's already buying this, so this is going to her. But yes, that's being decluttered. And then the next 4 are obviously holiday, you know, kits that came out. And I don't know which one was from what year. This is, let's see, the Gorgeous Getaways palette. And I am going to keep this one. I'm actually going to keep all 4 of these kits. But I just like it because they usually give you this little, like this little compact that you can go ahead and pull, if I can get it. You can pull from one of these and then pop it in, and then you can bring this, you know, on the go with you, which I really like that whole concept. I think that's a really neat thing to do. So I am going to keep this one. This is the Tarte Away We Go. And it's the same thing. You have like the little travel size to go with you. And then this is, I can never get it out. And then this is all the little palettes there. Then you can just pop one out and then bring it with you in that. So like I said, I really do like this. It's just like anything else. I just got to bring them out to use more, but there's just obviously too much. So it's hard to try to get through everything and try to use everything because it is just a little overwhelming. Hence why I'm decluttering. This is this one I believe was the one from last year. This is the Holidays Glitz and Mingle. No. Is it just called Holidays? No, maybe this wasn't last year. I don't know. It was from a Christmas though. And this one has like 3 little like palettes in it. So you have this one right here, and each one comes with a cheek product. You have that one, you have the silver one, which is that one. And then you have this pinky rose gold one, which is that one. And I am keeping this. And this is the last one. And this one has this little palette. It has almost like 2 palettes. So you have this palette here. And then you have another one right here. So keeping this one as well. I did see the one from this year, and I actually saw a couple reviews, in particular Kathy A's video, and it really didn't look too great. So I think I'm actually going to skip on it this year, the Tarte one. But the Too Faced one, I think I will be purchasing that one. That one looks really nice. So yeah. So out of the Tarte, I started out with 9. I'm keeping 5 and getting rid of 4. Alright, next one is Lorac. I can tell you right now, they're all staying with me. I love Lorac shadows. Yeah, that's all I can pretty much say is I really do love Lorac. And I seriously went through this brand several times, and I'm just not ready to let any of these go right now. Again, this is, this is my first real like declutter as far as palettes, or really my whole makeup collection as like a whole. So I gotta take it step by step. I gotta take baby steps. I can't do a whole bunch now. Like I said, if I am not really 100% sure on getting rid of something, then I'm not getting rid of it. So that is my feeling on it. So let's get started. This is the Lorac Unzipped. That is this one right here. And they do have, Lorac does have fallout as far as like it kicks back a lot. But I don't really care. They're super pigmented. Their colors are just absolutely gorgeous. They blend great. The only one I was iffy, and I'll get to that in a second, is just one of them that I was really debating on getting rid of, but it still is a great palette to go along with palettes that have a lot of color in it. But this is the Lorac Pro. This is the original. That is that one. This is number 2. This is number 3. This is the Lorac Mega Pro. And I did see number 3 come out, and even though I know I don't need it, that one is one that I will probably purchase. Like I said, there's a few that normally where I would have gotten them, I know I'm not going to get this year, which is a big step for me in the right direction. But there are a couple of brands that I will be purchasing if I can get my hands on it. And this is definitely one of them. The Mega Pro 3 I do want. So that is this. That's the number 2. This is the Lorac Pro To Go. I just did a get ready with me using this. Keeping this. This is a very good travel palette. Alright, let's go over here. This is the Lorac Party Palette. This is the Sultry palette, or the Sultry Starlet palette. This is the Lorac Pro matte palette, so this is like the smaller version. This is all mattes. And then this is the metal palette. These 4 were like in a set. They were like in the holiday set. So this is the Queen. This is the Duchess. This is the Countess. And this is the Princess. So these are really cute. And the last one, this is the one that I did a haul on. I also did a get ready with me. I think it was a collab. And this is the Lorac New Necessities. This one I was really excited about getting. And then just when I got it, I used, you know, try to use this whole palette to do one look. And it was hard to do because the shades really did like blend into one another. But I think if you just use this as like a transition shade or just use one color in it and then use obviously other shadows, they are good blending shades. It's just not to do a whole look with it. So I don't know if this is something I will get rid of eventually. Just right now I'm not ready to get rid of it. So started with 17, keeping 17. Alright, this next little section we have here, I have 5 different brands. I'm just, you know, doing it all at once. These are the Viseart, however you say it. I am keeping all 3 of these. This is the Dark Matte. Like I said, I love palettes that are all matte palettes. And even though, as you can see, I don't play around with these a lot, as you can see with many of the palettes I have. But when I did test them out when I first got them, they are pigmented. You only need a dot on your brush. This is the, let's see, this one just says basic, so I don't know. But again, all mattes, they're just beautiful. And like I said, when you dip your brush in it, you only need a dot. I mean, that's like me barely touching. So they're definitely, I think, worth the money. They are obviously expensive, but you only need a dot. I wouldn't think this would be a great project pan palette to get because you only need a little bit really to do a look. But these are all staying with me. I love these, they're beautiful. I need to bring them out more. This one is the Narcissist palette. This is the, what is it, the Dual Intensity, I think? Yeah. This I actually got from a YouTube friend. She was having a sale and I wanted this, so I did purchase this from her. And I think I got it home, I swatched it, and that is as far as I got with them. Never really used it again. So I am going to go ahead and declutter this one. These 3 are Bare Minerals. This is the Regal Wardrobe. Again, I think I swatched, never touched it as far as doing a look. But I am keeping this. I do like Bare Minerals. I think that their shadows are really good. This is the Playlist. That's the name of this palette. And I've used this one and I do like it. Like I said, I do like Bare Minerals eyeshadows. So keeping this one. And this one is the Cocktail Hour. And the same thing, because I've used it several times, I am going to keep this one. So for the Bare Minerals, I have 3 and I'm keeping 3. Alright, MAC shadows. Purchased these 2 palettes last year. And this is the 15 pan Warm Neutral. And I used it, I think maybe twice. I mean, you can see the shade I used there. And that one, I think maybe this one, that one, and that was it. I'm just not a big fan of this at all. I think I should say the single pans better than these. So I am getting rid of this one as well as this one. This is just the, what is it? I don't know. Is it like the purple one? I don't know the name to it, but it's the 15 pan, another 15 pan one. The same thing. I've swatched it a few times, but that's it. I haven't used all the shades. Again, just I don't really care for them, so I'm not keeping them. So those 2 are getting decluttered, which I'm sad about because obviously these were, these were pricey. Alright, next is Laura Mercier. I only have 2 of them. This is the Artist Palette for Eyes and Cheeks. Swatched it, like right there. I think that's it. Never really used it. This is another one that a friend called dibs on that she is purchasing, so this is going to her. So this is going away, but I am keeping this one. Let's see. This is the iArt Artist Palette And let's see what this one looks like. I can't even open these. But yeah, I kept this one because again, it's just more of the purples that I really like. I just like the purple tones. So I kept this one. So for Laura Mercier, one staying and one is going. Alright, this is my Urban Decay stash. I am starting out with 16. So let's get started on this. I will say all of the Vice palettes, so these and this one I am not getting rid of. I'm keeping them. I like the Vice palettes. So I'll just give quick peeks of them. That is this one. That is this one. That is this one. I love the outside of this one. This is cool. So those are the Vice palettes, and like I said, I'm keeping all of those. Alright, this one I'm obviously keeping. This is the Urban Decay Book of Shadows. I believe it's the volume 4. I don't want to show you it because this is the one I am hitting pan in for this year. So obviously this is staying with me, as well as my Naked Original. I'm not opening this because this is the second palette I'm working on to hit pan on for this year. So those two are definitely staying. This is the Electric palette. This one I'm actually going to declutter. I think I wore or used it once and that was it. They are beautiful shades, but I never go to it. So I rather give it to, you know, have somebody else have it while they enjoy those colors. So yeah, this is going. My Naked 2 and 3, they are both going. Naked 2 is here. And I've swatched them, but I don't believe I've ever used them. Naked 2 and 3, I just feel like those are permanent palettes. So if and when I do want to use it and purchase it again, it will still be there for me to get. This is the Naked 3, and a friend actually had dibs on this one, so she is purchasing this one already. So that is going to her, but that is getting decluttered as well. This is the, can't get it, Naked on the Run. This is another one that a friend of mine is purchasing. She wanted it, so she is going to have it. So that one's going to her, so that's getting decluttered. This is the Smoked palette. Again, a beautiful palette, but I just never use it, and it's never been used, like I said, other than, I think maybe I swatched one color. I don't think I even swatched anything. Maybe I swatched that one, I don't know. But never been used, so this is getting decluttered. This Naked Urban Decay Smoky palette as well is getting decluttered. And the last three I am keeping. This is the, what is this? I don't even know the name of this one. I don't know. Whatever this one is, I'm keeping this one. It says Beauty with an Edge. I don't know if that's the name of it though. But I like the colors in this one, and I want to keep this one. So this one's staying. This Midnight Emergency one I am keeping because I have used this already several times. Even though they are very glittery, I am going to keep this one. And the Gwen Stefani one is not going anywhere. I'm keeping this one. So out of 16, I am decluttering 6 and keeping 10. Alright, these are some random palettes here. I just have a bunch of brands, so we'll just start with this big one right here. This was actually sent to me by a YouTube friend. This is the Patty Dubroff, I don't know if I'm saying that right, the Stars palette. And it was so sweet of her, and she sent it to me because she knew I was doing, at the time I was doing a no-buy. So she's like, this will hopefully take care of any palette cravings you might have. So that was so sweet. But it's almost like the Tarte thing. You have these individuals that come out. So you have 4 of those, and everything is together. So you have an eyeshadow, you have cheap products. This is like an eyeliner with a lipstick or a lippy, and then you can put it in this little case right here. And then you can go ahead and travel with it. So I am definitely keeping this. Like I said, anything that's, you know, sent to me that I know that I will use and stuff like that, I definitely want to keep. So definitely keeping that. These 3 e.l.f. Prism Shadows I am keeping. This one is the Sunset one. This one is the Smoke one. And this one is the Naked one. Sorry for the glare. But, I mean, these are really pretty shadows too. They're very pigmented. So, yeah, definitely keeping these. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you can see that on my arm, but yes, these are staying with me. So those three are staying. This is the one by Laura Geller. This is the 20 Shades of Baked. Again, I really like the Baked. This is the last one I have of Baked shadows. So keeping this, and this is the only thing I really own of Laura Geller. So definitely keeping this. I love this purple row right here. I love these shades down here. The green one's beautiful. So yes, definitely keeping this. This my sister sent me when she went to like a hair convention, and they have obviously, you know, makeup vendors there too. This is by Pure Cosmetics. It's a Smoky collection. So I'm definitely keeping this because she purchased it for me. So it's very sweet. It's a nice little surprise. So definitely keeping that. Alright, these two. These two are the L'Oreal La Palette Nude 1 and Nude 2. These I have, I think, only swatched, if that. I don't even remember even swatching them, but I've never worn them. But these I am going ahead and doing away with. We will declutter these. Again, this is something that I can purchase in the future, so I don't need to have it right now. I want to, you know, focus on the ones that I have that, you know, are harder to find or I can't get anymore. So these two are definitely being decluttered. This is by Hard Candy. This is the Neutral Eyes palette. This was sent as a Christmas gift. We did a collab with a bunch of ladies, and this is what I received, so I am keeping this. This is the Maybelline Gilded in Gold palette. I have never even used this. But this is what it looks like here. And I am going to keep this for now. I want to just try this out and see how it works, but I am keeping this for right now. As well as the Maybelline Nudes. I am keeping this too. So that is that one right here. I have two Wet n Wild palettes. I did actually declutter a bunch of Wet n Wild earlier, but this is the Fergie. This is in Desert Festival. And I love these tones, so I'm definitely, or these colors, so I'm definitely keeping this one. And I am keeping Petal Pusher, because when I look at it, it actually hasn't even been opened, so I'm not even opening it, but it has obviously all the purple and burgundy shades that I like, so keeping this. And this was sent by a friend as well. This is Go to the City palette. This reminds me of the Tarte, like Showstopper and the Tarte Rainforest After Dark palette, just like the wheel and how it's laid out. But I'm keeping this because, again, it has sentimental value to me. So this is staying with me. Alright, here again we have another little combination of different brands. So we'll start off with these two. These are from Ulta, or these three. These are from Ulta. The first one is this one. This was like a free gift for your birthday. I really like these shades, so I am keeping this one. And then as far as the Rose Gold and the Gilded Gold, I am going to declutter these. Again, it still has the brush in there. I've swatched but never used. This is obviously a permanent thing at Ulta, so again, if I ever want to go ahead and, you know, purchase it at a later time, I know that I'll be able to. But, you know, I haven't reached for it, so I'll just go ahead and declutter it now. The next two are by Pure. This is the All Matte palette. It's the Soul Mattes. This one I really liked. I've used this several times. They are beautiful shades. They blend great. You can do a lot of looks with this. I like all matte looks, even though I do wear a lot of like satins and shimmers on my eyes. I really do love all matte looks, especially for fall. And this is a beautiful fall palette. So I am keeping that one. And this Love Your Selfie. I have never used it. Again, I just swatched, but it still has all the stuff. It has a mascara, it has a lip gloss, and it has the eyeshadows and then your cheek products. So this one I actually am going to declutter and hopefully find this a nice home. And the rest are NYX, and I'm going to keep all these. These are, what do I got? 6 NYX products, and I'm going to keep them. This is the Love in Paris. This one is the Madeleines and Macaroons. And I haven't even opened it, so I'm not going to open it. And this one is the Be Our Guest. Be Our Guest Maurice. So that one. So keeping these two. These three are the, I guess these are the more baked shadows. I guess I lied, I had 3 more baked shadows. But this is the Golden Horizons. Keeping that. This one is the Stormy Skies. This one is Dusk Till Dawn. And I can't open it. And this last one is the Butt Naked Underneath It All collection. And again, never used it, but I want to keep this one. So you have all your shadows up here, and then this little drawer comes out, and then it's all the cheek products. So hopefully you can see that. I know that the paper's blinding you, but I'm sorry. So keeping this one. Alright, so I have to do this in 2 separate sections with Too Faced. This is the last brand, and then we are done. Not everything fit together, so I have to do it in 2 separate things. So what I did was I put all the holiday kits in one, and then I'll do the rest in the next one. I am starting out with a total of 25 altogether. And just like with some other brands, Too Faced is one of my favorite brands, so it is going to be hard for me to get rid of a lot, but I was able to get rid of a few things. So let's just get started. This is the one, trying to see, I don't even know, like, I don't even know what year this was. Sorry, can't tell you. But this is this one right here. So again, you have your little row of shadows, and then you have your cheek products in there, and I think this was, yeah, the Shadow Insurance. So I am keeping this. The holiday palettes I really do love. They're probably my favorite, like I mentioned before. When this holiday one comes out, the Too Faced list is already out, but I will probably purchase that one because I just, like I said, I just love the holiday. And Too Faced is another one with their packaging, especially for the holidays. I mean, all in all, their packaging, but especially the holidays, I just love the packaging and like the names for the shadows. I think they do such a great job. But this one right here is the Sugar and Spice. So that is this one right here, and keeping this. This one is the Everything Nice. So you have all your shadows up here, and then you have your cheek products down here. And we'll be keeping this one. The next one is the In Your Dreams palette. This is the one that I had in the project last year to hit pan, which I did hit pan in all shades. So I obviously I am going to keep this one because I do want to work through it completely. Just, yeah, so I'm obviously not giving that one away. This is a few of my favorite things. Again, you have all your shadows up top, and then you have your cheek products down at the bottom. Keeping this. These are the ones from last year. I don't know, was this the Grand Chateau or something? I don't know, there was like 3 little names, but this was one of them. Well, this was the larger one. So I'm keeping this one. This was like, I think, the medium one. Well, no, this was the small one. So that is this one right here, keeping this. And then these 3, I think, with the medium one. So this came like in a set together. And each one had like a cheek product. So you have that one. I'm keeping all 3. You have that one. And you have that one. Ooh. You have that one. And then these two are the Be Bright and Be Merry, and this one I'm actually going to declutter. I've had for a while, I don't use them, so I am going to go ahead and pass them along. This is obviously the 6 shadows, and then you have the two, you have the bronzer and the blush. This is in Spice, and this is in Peachy Keen. And then this one, same thing. You have an Inner Light, which is like a highlight, and a Lollipop, which is a shimmery blush. It looks like it has a lot of shimmer in it. But those two I am decluttering. Alright, you guys, home stretch. This is the last one. And for those of you who stuck through this to the end, I love you. Alright, so here are the rest of the palettes I have. I have the Chocolate Bar palettes and the Sweet Peach. That was, this is obviously never going anywhere for me. This was given to me by my wonderful friend all the way from across the waters. But this is the Sweet Peach palette, and yeah, this little baby is staying with me forever. And it does smell like peaches. So, staying, of course. The 3 chocolate bars are definitely staying, and they do smell like chocolate. This is the obviously the original chocolate bar. This is the semi-sweet chocolate bar. And this is the chocolate bonbons. I love those little hearts. This is so cute. Alright, the Stardust by Vegas Nay. I'm keeping this one. The Cat Eyes. This is staying. The Peanut Butter. This is definitely staying. The Pretty Rebel one. This one I am going to declutter. I just, when I look at it, I don't know, it just doesn't really excite me. Even though the colors are beautiful, I know I have these colors somewhere else. I mean, obviously with all these palettes, I know I have colors in other palettes, but like I said, I love looking at palettes and stuff like that, but when I look at this one doesn't really excite me too much. So this one I am willing to go ahead and declutter. The Natural Matte, this is staying. Again, I love all matte palettes, so this is definitely staying. The Too Faced Sugar Pop, this one I like, so keeping this one. The A La Mode, keeping this one. I've used this several times, so keeping this one. And the last two I'm keeping too. This is the Matte Eye. I can't get it. So that is this one. And this is the Natural Eyes. And this is staying as well. Alright, you guys, so I started with 187 palettes. Now that number is going to be different than what I started with when I did my makeup inventory in the beginning of the year, because I have decluttered stuff here and there throughout the year. But as far as all the palettes I currently have right now, it was 187. And so this is what I'm decluttering right here. There are some missing because there are some that I've already put on the side to donate, and there are some that I've already put on the side for, like I said, a couple of friends who already, you know, wanted to purchase something. So those aren't going to be in this picture, but in here are all the other ones that I am most likely going to have for a makeup sale. So yeah, so I'm basically out of 187, I am decluttering 38 and I'm keeping 149. Obviously that is still a huge number, you know, compared to obviously what I have and what I'm getting rid of. But 38 is a good number for me. It really is. Like I said, palettes are by far my favorite thing to, like I said, buy, to collect. I do like to collect them. I do love to use them. I'm always drawn to palettes more than anything as far as makeup is concerned. So for decluttering 38, my first time around, like really going through everything and decluttering, that is fantastic for me. So I am very happy with that number. And like I said, this is just my first round. Next year I'm sure I will do another one. But as far as the makeup sale, if you see anything in here that you are interested in, then please send me an email. My information is in the description box below. And I will let you know how much I am, going ahead and selling this for. If you don't want to wait for the makeup sale, like I said, I'm trying to go through everything and then just have one big makeup sale. But if you don't want to wait for that and you see something here that you're wanting, then just by all means go ahead and send me that and I will get you the information. I still have blushes and lippy products to go through after this. The blushes is taking me forever, which is funny because blushes really aren't my thing, but I'm having a very hard time going through it. I think it's because I'm trying to go through my kits where I have the eye palettes, like the holiday kits where I have the eye palettes and there's blushes in there. I just want to make sure there's no dupes so that I could get rid of the single if I'm keeping the palette, if that makes any sense. But that is taking the most time doing the blushes. But I will hopefully have the blushes and the lipsticks out in a few weeks, and then after that I will be doing a big makeup sale. Also, if there was a palette that you saw that you really liked and you wanted me to do a get ready with me or a tutorial on it, please let me know. I would love to do that. Like I said, I really do want to start doing more get ready with me and tutorials. I love doing those. It just, you know, obviously they do take a bit of time, and because I'm so much into project panning, I don't really have the time to do that, but I really do want to start making the time for that because I really love doing, obviously, eye looks. So leave that in the comments down below as well if you want to. And that is it. If you guys stuck with me through the end, thank you so much. I know this was a long one, but obviously there were so many palettes and I don't feel like splitting up in two. I want to just keep it all in one. So I love you, I thank you, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. See you in the next video. Bye guys.